Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be reviewing a brand new foundation. This is the new Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. I was in Ulta and Sephora yesterday and I was just strolling through and it just drew me in. I think because it says soft glow and it's supposed to be a really pretty and natural kind of foundation, I needed it. I honestly only own one other product from Hourglass and it's their concealer and I absolutely love it. Fingers crossed that I do love it because this is actually a pretty pricey foundation. Of course, if you guys want to follow me over on Instagram, it'll be at BLISSFULBREE with an underscore. And if you guys want to subscribe to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So this is the packaging of the foundation. Has the shade at the top, a little swatch of the shade. The actual packaging of the foundation is super sleek. In my opinion, it's more of that frosted glass. So personally, skincare and complexion products, I don't really mind spending a little bit extra on. This is retailing for $58 and it does have 1 fluid ounce. I believe that there is 32 shade options available. I did pick this up in store and I 100% recommend doing that in store just because I found their shade range to be a little bit like, I don't want to say wonky, but just like a little bit. I feel like the names didn't really match up with the swatches and the undertones were a little bit off in my opinion. I know this is supposed to have a medium coverage with a natural finish, a weightless liquid foundation that delivers buildable medium coverage with a light diffusing effect up to 16 hours. Also has white tea extract, a vitamin E, and antioxidants, blurring spheres, so it's gonna help minimize the imperfections of fine lines and wrinkles. So I really love that. It's supposed to deliver a natural, soft focus finish to help protect against blue light. It's vegan, gluten-free, and cruelty-free. So it does say at the bottom that it was inspired by their ambient lighting collection. I'm gonna do one side with a sponge and one side with a brush, like I always do. I tried my hardest to pick up the shade that I thought was gonna be best. I was gonna go with the shade 8, but I did pick up the shade 7.5. It's a light medium with neutral undertones. It is on a pump, which I really love. I'm gonna pump a little bit on my hand. It doesn't look sheer or runny or anything like that. It actually has a really nice texture as well as I'm like touching it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just start applying it to the skin. I just wanted to do a little swatch first. So I'm gonna do this side with the brush. I just used it the other day for the first time and I love this brush. Continue doing this side with the brush. And I feel like I'm not gonna use too much product right away. Oh, that's pretty. I want to say you are getting coverage with the brush. It is looking a little bit light for me. I am going to be warming this up with bronzer because I can already tell it's definitely more on the lighter neutral side, even though it's claiming to be that light medium. It's leaning more towards the light. Product-wise, formula, coverage, seems pretty nice, feels really soft on the skin, and looks like really pretty and seamless. It is pulling a little gray, which is a little interesting. So there you go with the undertones. I'm gonna go in with the sponge. I know I said I'm gonna do one half with the brush and one half with the sponge. I do like the way that it applied with the brush, but I do wanna blend it further into the skin. I feel like it's laying a little bit on top. Maybe I applied a little bit too much. So I'm gonna go in and just blend on top of it so it really melts into the skin because I definitely feel like that could also alter the shade a little bit. Yeah, that just kind of melts into the skin a little bit better. You are gonna obviously get more coverage with that brush. I'm not gonna use the brush anymore though. I think that with this, for me, I would have to use a sponge. I wish I would have got a different shade. I was actually going to get the shade like 10.5 or 10 or something. And when I swatched it, it looked so yellow and just like not my undertone at all. It just would have looked crazy on me. But now that I look at it, like I feel like that would have been my perfect match or undertone in this specific foundation. And obviously for like the price, I want it to be a good match. I'm not always a perfect match in every foundation. I'm always mixing them together. So that's fine. I may not be my perfect match, but I would like it to match pretty closely. So I may go back and get a different shade because honestly, I really like the way this is blending out and I do like it better with the sponge. And I don't know if you can tell a difference, but this just looks like heavier. This one definitely has more of a glow coming through. I'm just gonna finish this up. I'm gonna do this side with the sponge. It is making some spots on my skin appear a little bit like grayish. That's just a little bit of a concern. But I also feel like when I go in with my concealer and bronzer and do the rest of the skin, it also may change this whole thing around and look even better. So that sometimes happens. You have to kind of trust the process. So I'm gonna trust the process. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of the skin. I'm gonna just use light concealer, just cream-based product like I normally do, a little bit of bronzer, and I'll come back and share with you guys the final thoughts of what I'm feeling. There are definitely a little bit of cons for me that outweigh the pros at this moment. So I'm going to trust the process. I'm gonna do the rest and I will be right back. It also feels like it like self-set, which is interesting. It doesn't feel like it's dewy or tacky or anything. It kind of feels like it already just set down. It looks really smooth and porcelain. So while I'm blending out my cream bronzer, I just want to quickly note that I did have to go in and spritz my skin a little bit with a mist just because it was self-setting so much that it was kind of hard to blend out the product, like kind of stiff and not, you know, melting into the skin properly. So it does matter, I think, how fast you go in with your products. So keep that in mind. It's starting to look a little bit better. Initially, it was getting me a little scared. So I'm back now with a little bit more glam. And I do like the way that it looks to an extent. I definitely feel like this is an unpopular opinion and I just feel like I didn't love it. I was expecting it to be a little bit different. It definitely has a nice natural amount of coverage. I would say it's more towards the medium side. To me, it honestly is more of like the in-between of a matte, like soft, natural kind of finish with a little bit of dew. It's kind of in the middle. You might like it if you have oily skin or if you have combo skin, just because it does kind of lock everything in place. It does give a nice blurred look to the skin. These splotches, like here, I cannot blend that out and fix it. I tried with the Beauty Blender. Also, my under eyes don't ever look like this, I feel. I don't know. And I do think that it's more of like that tighter feel. Even like around my mouth area, it's creating these like darker patches. I really wanted to love this and I don't like despise it or anything. I'm like in between on the fence. I feel like I'm confusing, but those are my thoughts right now. That's just like what's running through my mind. Would I say that you absolutely need this? No, you do not need this. Save your $58. You could definitely skip out on it. There are definitely cheaper alternatives, of course. And if you have dry skin, this may not be the foundation for you. I know I'm like trying everything to love this product. If you're gonna try it out for yourself, try it out in store, swatch it in store. I totally was expecting that I was gonna love this, so this took a full turn. So if you're willing to test it out and try it out for yourself, if you do like the in-between of like that matte and soft kind of glow, I will of course update you in the description box if anything else comes to mind. I feel like I've seen nothing but good things about this foundation, so yeah, for me personally, I just think that it's not the most flattering on my skin. So if you've tried this foundation out yourself, let me know your thoughts on it. I would love to hear if you liked it, if you didn't. And I think that is all for this video. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.